Hey guys, welcome back. It's Matt here, and today we're going to be taking a look at this guy. This is a 400,000 milliamp hour battery, so you did hear me right there. I've never really quite checked anything out this size before. Normally I'm sticking to around 20 or 30,000 milliamp hours, but 400,000 is a significant upgrade, and you're probably wondering, like, why do you need that much power? But it can actually come in handy as a backup power supply in case you have like an outage or anything like that, or even if you're just going away somewhere camping in the wilderness, or maybe you just live out in the sticks, then this is definitely something that could come in handy. In terms of the power, so I did mention it's 400,000 milliamp hours, but in terms of watts, it's 1,000 watts or 1,500 watt hours. And this basically means you can output up to 1,000 watts of power, so if you plug in various devices, then as long as they're below 1,000 watts, they theoretically should be fine with this battery pack. So obviously, if you're using something like power tools or you have a workshop, this might not be the type of battery pack you're looking for because it's probably not going to handle most of your tools. I can't even get it to max out a hairdryer that I own, so it does suffer in some areas, but in other areas it is very, very good. One of my favorite tests that I've done so far that I was amazed about was that I plugged in a power strip for my desk. So obviously my desk is motorized, it goes up and down. I also have my PlayStation, monitor, LED strips, a lamp, as well as my laptop plugged in, and it all successfully worked, and I only kind of output around 200 watts, so it really wasn't too bad. But in terms of price, you're probably going to be blown away with this. It's around £1,600, almost $2,000, so it's going to be about $1,800, which is quite pricey, yes, but it can come in handy, especially if you're working from home, or if you're sort of isolating yourself somewhere and you do need that power, then you can't really put a price on your ability to actually live with sort of electricity and a fridge and things like that. Now you're probably thinking this is going to take a real long time to charge, and you're right, it does take a very long period of time. It takes around 10 hours to charge up plugged into a wall outlet, so that's quite a long time, and it's probably going to cost you quite a bit to charge this guy up. Now in terms of the actual charging cable, it is quite chunky. The brick is quite large that comes with it. It's about the same size as an S20 Ultra, however it's a lot thicker. It's around 6 or 7 times thicker. So that's just for the power adapter. But if you don't want to plug it into the wall outlet, you can charge it via solar panel. So if you are in the middle of nowhere and you don't have the ability to actually plug this in, you can go ahead and connect up solar panels and it will charge up that way, which is pretty handy. I honestly had no idea what the cable was before when I opened the box. I've never used solar panels before in my life. I've just charged it up via the wall, but the cable is included. So something you might want to consider is definitely the weight. You're not going to be able to carry this around. It's going to be super difficult if you're moving it places. It's around 40 pounds in weight or 17 kilograms, and that is quite a lot for a battery pack. It's definitely not something you want to carry on your back. You might be able to keep it in your car, that would be okay. But definitely, if you're going to be carrying it places or moving it around, it's not really advised. It does have a handle, but it's just quite heavy. Now in this is not just a battery, it obviously does have all of the circuitry required so that it doesn't short circuit, and it also has a fan in as well. So it doesn't really overheat. I've connected a lot of devices up to it, it's been withdrawing a lot of power, and I've never really had it hot to the touch. It's always pretty much been cold to the touch. In terms of material, the main body is made of metal, the front part is sort of this hard plastic, and the handle does feel kind of like metal as well. It's very, very robust, this in terms of the premium materials it's made out of. And in terms of actually powering this on, you simply go ahead and hold down the power on button. That will then go ahead and turn on the screen and the overall interface, and then you select whether you want AC or DC, or you can select both. You simply go ahead and hold them down. That will turn on the switches, so it does have kind of this safety measure, which is nice. But it does allow you to either just use the plugs on the back or the USB interfaces on the front. So that's nice, you can sort of turn those on and off depending on if you're using them or not. And the screen is definitely helpful. It tells you when it's charging. Pretty much tells you the wattage coming in, the wattage going out. It tells you the DC out as well as the AC out. And overall, it's quite handy just to see the battery level. Now, I do wish it did have like a percentage because sometimes I'm really not sure whether it's on the boundary of dropping a bar or not. It could be like maxed or it could be at the bottom of the bar. And considering how big this battery pack is, there's 5 bars on the battery, so one of those bars could be a lot of power. But in terms of ports, I did mention there's 2 230 volt outputs. There are wall outlets on the back, so you can plug in your native plugs for your devices. This is obviously a UK plug, but you can get it in various different models depending on where you live. On the front, there is 4 USB type A ports. They are 3 amp out, There's also a USB-C port, which I'm super happy to see there, because that means I can straight away connect my laptop, which is a MacBook Pro, as well as my Android device using the Type-C connector. So that does support up to 45 watts output. So it does allow me to charge up those devices. It doesn't charge my laptop up quite as fast as the plug, but it does allow you to charge it while having 2 other devices plugged in. Other than that, it has a car outlet which does 12 volts, so you can go ahead and plug in one of those car jack plugs, and you can plug more USB devices into that, or you could power, like, I don't know, a dash cam. You could have like a camera in your RV or something like that. But there's a lot of potential. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed my video. I really do appreciate you sticking around, and if you would subscribe, that would really help me out. We've just reached 40,000 subscribers, so I'm super happy about that. But if you do want to check out the battery pack further, there will be a link down below, but it is pretty awesome, and I can see this coming in super handy for when I travel. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and peace out.
Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run